G'day boys and girls, it's Paddy here. Welcome to another video. Yeah, so we're in the shed here and we're just having a look at the gearbox. So here we are. Welcome to the enclosure. A couple of babies under covers there, some dirt squirters. I'll give you a bit of a rundown on the shed because this is the house I recently bought. And yeah. Well anyway, here we are. Here's the H55F. This is the gearbox that has been dedicated as the donor gearbox, and you can see she's all back together, and I was just attempting to reassemble the transfer case on the back here. So I was literally just flying together, putting it together. Here's your main output shaft gear from your gearbox into your transfer case, and this is the gear that came off this output shaft. Get him to start. And that's as far on as she goes, and it's stuck again. Brilliant. But yeah, I've tried beating the living daylights out of it with copper hammers and stuff, just trying to see if it'll go down. Obviously not excessively, but yeah, there's no hope that that is going to seat where it is supposed to go. So we've had to get to more extreme methods. This is the gearbox that came out of the car. It's well, that's what's left of it. I've stripped that apart, and what a learning experience that was. So here's our new output shaft, and I'll pull him out and put him on the bench so you can have a look. You can see the shot. It is, the output spines are in much nicer nick on this one. The rest of the shaft is fine. Just have to transfer all the gears over from the one in this box and see if I can get this gear back off so I can show you how munted the splines are on this one. There we are. You can see where it's just worn in the one spot. Completely cooked it. Bugger. Alright, so what the plan is in today's video is we're going to pull this gearbox to 1,000,000 pieces, rip that output shaft out that's completely wrecked in it, and then we're going to go ahead and reassemble with the output shaft that isn't munted, and we'll hopefully have a working gearbox, and then we can get back to where we started, which was just to swap over the transfer case. How easy and simple. Anyway, let's have a look at what you need to get it done. Right guys, I'll try and get in the frame. So we've just got some basic tools here. I mean, power tools are obviously going to help a lot, so we've just got a power ratchet, a 3/8 rattle gun, and to get the some of the main, like the universal yoke nuts, and there's similar nuts underneath for the counter shaft and stuff. Just got a 3/4 gun with a 36mm socket. Don't have to use a 3/4 inch gun. I'm just using one because I don't have a 36mm socket and a 1/2 inch drive. Anyway, moving right along. The rest of what I'm using is all just 3/8. So I've just got a metric 3/8 socket set, a couple of extensions, 3/8 ratchet, metric Allen keys, a bit of an assortment of different pliers, side cutters, multis, vice grips, and about 11 different shifters. They'll come in handy. Some soft hammers, which is kind of important. If you've got anything that's stubborn and won't come off, that just needs a little tap. Obviously it's internal gearbox components. You've got, you know, synchros and brass like thrust washers, things like that. You don't just want to go hell for leather with a solid face hammer. You're going to wreck stuff. So just like, you know, soft hammer and a brass drift, which is going to be, you know, real handy. If you need to get like angry at some bearings, got some cold tools there. Obviously safety glasses when we're doing any of that. A couple of different pry bars like you saw me use before. Just some basic metric combination spanners. Some snap ring pliers, you're going to need them. And yeah, I'll bring you a bit closer and have a talk about this. Righto, so this is something that I had to create. And this is just a bit of a pulling device, just to when we get it apart, I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about. But there's
there's two little voids around the bearings on the outside of the casing of the gearbox. And you have to get these little arms in there to get behind the bearing to pull it out. And of course I don't have any of the special Toyota tooling, so I tried to make something. This seemed to work alright for me for almost the entirety of the disassembly of the blown up gearbox. So yeah, there's that. I've got this old 3-jaw puller, this King Chrome one that I had to modify. You can see these little arms is what I'm referring to in terms of something you got to modify to get behind the bearing. I don't use this puller in this configuration. I actually unbolt these little brackets here from the actual puller and then bolt them onto this, and then use a hydraulic puller with a bearing splitter behind here to actually pull the whole lot out. But you'll see how that goes when we get to that stage. Yeah, so there's that munted 3-jaw puller. We've got a 2 and 3-jaw puller, just a freshie that I bought just because I was at the shop and decided to buy one. And this is probably the most advanced bit of tools that you're going to need for this, besides a welder for this obviously, but you know, talk to your mates and see what you can come up with. This is just a basic hydraulic puller set from Total Tools. It's not too expensive, they're about like 280 bucks or something. So yeah, you got a bearing splitter, 2 and 3 jaw, and yeah, you can actually pull off the bearing splitter as well. So yeah, this is a nice little kit. It's nothing special, but it does the trick. Righto. So first of all, we're going to just rip off the backing plate of the gearbox, which is actually the front plate of your transfer case. That's just these 4 bolts here in this case, because the rest that hold it on are common into the top of the casing. So let's grab our handy rattle stick here, and it's a 17mm. Just blat him off quickly. We don't leave that in there. Grab your whacking stick, give her a little tap. Okay, so next off we're just going to undo the bolts on the bell housing, pull the gearbox off the bell housing and go put it over there on the bench. Right. Of course it's stuck. Suppose we'll put the whole lot on the bench. Righto, so we'll rip that bell housing off so that's out the road. Trusty soft hammer again so we don't break aluminium bits. And there we go. One bell housing out the way. Next step is going to be to remove the lid. So that's just these 14mm head bolts just around the top cover there, undo all them. Now because this is like a bit of an afterthought 5th gear, which is in this extension housing here, isn't actually part of the main gearbox. It's got this other little shaft that comes over here, part of 5th. So yeah, you just got to undo this little lock nut here, pull that off so then you know, because that's attached to your cover, so that can all come off and leave the extension housing in the gearbox behind. Groovy. Sorry about the galahs in the background, there's been a bunch of galahs. So the neutral or reverse sensor or whatever. Yay! Really had it. Nearly did myself a mischief. And there we go. And off it comes. We can see all the selector forks and everything all come out as one hit. Gear stick's still in this one. I mean, normally that'd be out if you're removing it from the car. And then yeah, you can see where all the selector forks go and everything. This one's fourth gear is in much better nick than the other one. Where are we? Where's fourth gear on this one? I'm pretty sure it's fourth gear anyway. It's that first one in the kit. This one's teeth has had a bit of a brush, you could say. No good. Oh. Yeah, something not quite right there, I reckon. That's a money shift if I've ever seen one. Right. So as you can see, I'm editing this video you're watching right now, and as I'm filming this, I didn't really realise how much detail I would have had to have kept in the video. I thought I would have been able to cut them down a lot shorter and make it a lot more compact, but I do really want to go into detail and share all the little bits and pieces with you guys so you get a full picture on what's involved. So I'm actually just going to divide this video up into more bite-sized pieces. So yeah, like 10 to 12 minutes sort of thing. So I'm going to cut this one off here. I'm going to keep editing and get this one uploaded for you right now. And yeah, I'll keep editing and I'll get the rest out to you as I finish editing them. Any comments, questions, whatever, just put down below. Just know there's more videos coming. I do go into the whole lot of the disassembly of the box. Thanks guys, see ya, have a good one, good night.